First thing I'm going to do is take my stencil and very lightly I'm going to trace around the heart. I'm now going to pick one of my quick sticks, any one you want, and I'm going to go around that outline with my paint. So I want to make sure it's kind of like a glue stick. I don't go too far up. I just want to go a little bit, and I do not need to press really, really hard. So I'm going to go around and trace. Now that I have that trace, I'm going to focus on the negative space. And in art, the negative space is the background, the area behind your focal point. So my focal point's the heart, so that negative space will be the area around my heart. I'm going to outline around that heart a couple times just to make sure that while I'm painting in different directions, I'm not going inside of the heart. So I'm just going to go around a few times and outline. Once I've done that, I'm going to take another color or two, and I'm going to go back and forth with those two colors. So you can go in any direction you want. Jim Dime was known for, changing the direction of his paint as he was working, and kind of adding a little bit of texture, which I'm going to show you how to do that too. So I'm going to go in different directions, back and forth. I can go a little bit into my outline, but I want to stay away from getting it inside the heart. I'm going to alternate between the 2 to 3 colors, and I'm just kind of really wiggling in, adding a lot of loose lines. But again, I want to just focus in that negative space. So notice how I'm trying to touch an area of the paper that doesn't really have a lot of quickie stick on it. I'm working around. Oops. As you're working, you can once in a while take a fork and scratch some of your paint sticks to add a little bit of texture, like Jim Dime did in his work. He always scratched his paint to give it a little extra texture. Now these paint sticks do dry really fast, so if it's not scratching enough, add a layer and then go back over it before it dries really fast. See the difference, my friends? Now that's showing up. So now that I've got a good coat of color, I'm going to add a quick layer and then scratch in different directions. I can go back in with my other color and rotate, but the goal is to start out by staying just in your negative space, okay? Okay, so I have that done. I really scratched it away to add some nice texture. I'm now going to paint the inside of my heart. So I'm going to do what I did earlier. I'm going to outline towards the inside of it, go around and outline it. And once I get a good thick outline, I'm then going to go in and I'm going to start to paint with my 3 colors inside my heart. But I want to try to see that line still, my original line, because if I paint over that, it's going to be really hard to see where my heart is. So I'm being careful to still see that pencil line. I'm going to go in, do some scratching in my heart too. Alright friends, so now that that is pretty much dry, I've scratched it away where I wanted to, we're going to thicken our outline with a black oil pastel to create some shadows. I'm going to take my black oil pastel and I'm now going to go around that original outline. What I'm going to do with one finger only, I'm going to pull that outline. And what this black outline is going to do, see I'm pulling it outwards, friends, not inwards, outwards. It's creating a little bit of a shadow on my paper, and it's making that heart almost look like it's popping out of the paper or 3D it. By creating a shadow in your art, you're able to create form. So the shadow is the dark areas of an object where the light does not hit. Alright, so now we're going to add some highlights near the top of our heart area. And highlights are where the hottest point of sunlight hits, where the most sunlight is going to hit on your paper. So we're going to use a little bit of white paint for that. When you do a highlight, you want it to match the curve of your shape. So since this is a rounded shape, I'm going to do just near where the humps are of the heart, just a little bit of a white curve on each side to show my highlight. And I can go over it a few times to make it lighter. So there we go. We have our Jim Dine inspired hearts. That looks great, friends.